Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about equations of lines when they're either perpendicular or vertical. Now I know you're really good about writing an equation of a line that's in y equals mx plus b form. You can tell me the y-intercept, you can tell me the slope. But how about all of the lines that are either vertical or horizontal? Because all of those are also lines that have an equation associated with it. So let's look at this, right? Let's look at our notes. So it says here that something are lines that never intersect, and that's going to be your parallel lines. So you just have to remember, some of you might get these two mixed up, so you have to figure out something in your head to help you get them straight. Perpendicular lines are lines that intersect at a 90-degree angle. So we have our parallel lines and we have our perpendicular lines. Okay, so the next part of this asks the question, the equation of the line that represents the x-axis. So let's look at the x-axis on this coordinate plane. This is our x-axis. And so the question is, there's a name for this line, just like there's a name for a slanted line, a line that has a slope. So if I look at where the x-axis is, it crosses the y-axis at 0. It crosses it right here, and this is where y is 0. So the name of the x-axis, the equation of that line actually is y equals 0. And I can verify that. I can pick some points on the line. So let's see, if I picked this point right here on this line, then the name of that point would be 1, 0. If I picked this point on this line, the name of that point would be 2, 0. If I picked this point on the line, 3, 0, and then obviously the last one, 4, 0. So it's easy for me to confirm if I'm having to name the x-axis as an equation of a line, and can't remember if it's x equals 0 or y equals 0. Just name a couple points on the line, and then you'll see if the y is always 0, that is the name of the equation, y equals 0. So y is always 0. Okay, the equation of the line that represents the y-axis. So let's look at the y-axis. Here's the y-axis. And you can see again, it's crossing over right here where x equals 0. And that's actually the name of the equation. And again, we can verify that. I can pick a point like, let's see, this one right here. And that point would be 0, -2. If I picked this point and named it, it would be 0, -1. If I picked this point, it would be 0, 1. If I picked this point, it would be 0, 2. And you really only have to name maybe 2 points to verify that you've named the equation of the line correctly if you're not really sure of yourself. This is another one of those things that's pretty easy, but it's also very easy to mix it up. So we try not to mix it up, and we try to verify what we think is the correct answer. So on this one, x is always 0. All right, I'm going to fill those in. It is so strange when sometimes what I write just disappears. I have not figured out what I am doing to make that happen. Okay, x equals equations are vertical. Harley, stop, please. And y equals equations are horizontal every time. And we're going to show that to you. I'm going to show that to you in just a minute. So here's an equation. X equals -4 is parallel to which axis? So let's find x equals -4. Now to do that, I'm just going to go on the x-axis and I'm going to find where x is -4. So if I look right here, here's where x is -4. Now I'm going to create a line that goes through that dot or that point. And this is the equation of the line. And I can check it. I can check to make sure I did it right. I can just pick some points here. This one is -4, +2. This one is -4, +4. And that verifies to me that I have named this correctly. That is the equation of the line x equals -4. Well, what is it parallel to? It is parallel to the y-axis. So all of my x lines are going to be parallel to the y-axis. So what do you think all the y lines are going to be parallel to? That is correct. They're all going to be parallel to the x-axis. And I kind of got ahead of myself here. Let me write it right here because there's another question in between. I almost forgot. X equals -4. This line that I wrote is perpendicular to the x-axis. So there again, something to try to remember. The x equations, the equations of the line that are represented by x, will be perpendicular to x, but parallel to y. I know, kind of crazy, right? But again, the nice thing about it is you can just guess. You have a 50-50 chance of getting it right, but then just verify your guess by answering or naming a couple of the ordered pairs that are on that equation or on that line. Okay, so again, here, the equation y equals 3. I'm just going to go and verify this again. So I find the y line. I find where y is 3, and I draw a line through it. And you can see that is parallel to the x-axis, but it is perpendicular to the y-axis. Again, easy stuff, but easy to mess up. It's so easy to flip it, but you just have to keep checking yourself. Check what you're thinking to verify that it's true. All right, this is the second page now. What is the equation of the line perpendicular to, okay, these are the kind of questions that you'll get to on the test. So watch how I process through this. The equation of the line that's perpendicular to the x-axis that goes through the point -3, -2. So one thing we can be sure about is -3, -2. So let's find that point. So -3, -2, right here. Okay, perpendicular to the x-axis. Well, the x-axis is horizontal. So I'm going to do a vertical line because that's perpendicular to it. So then what is that? Is this an x a line that's going to be an x equals something, or is it going to be something that's y is equal to something? Well, it crosses over x equals -3. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is the equation of the line here is x equals -3. Now it says, what is the equation of the line? So the answer to that is x equals -3. Now, maybe you're not really sure about yourself. Maybe you're not, is it a y line? Is it an x line? Well, again, watch how I can verify it. I'm just going to pick a point right here on the line. And that point is -3, +2. And I'm going to pick another point on the line. I'll pick it right here. -3, -1. Do you see how x is -3 every time? So yes, I named the line right. What is the equation line parallel to the x-axis that goes through 4, -3? All right, this is question number 2. So I'm going to plot that point first. So I'm looking for 4, -3. It's right here. And I want it parallel to the x-axis. So that's going to be going this direction, parallel. So again, is this an x line or is this a y line? So it crosses over the y-axis at -3. So I'm going to write y equals -3. Now I'm guessing, kinda, I mean, I have a 50-50 chance, right? It's either going to be x equals -3 or y equals -3. I'm pretty sure it's y. It's going over the y-axis, but I can check. So I'm going to name, let's see, we have one ordered pair here already that we had 4, -3. And then I'm going to pick another ordered pair. This is 1, -3. And you can see that on both of those, y is -3. So that is the answer to that equation. Number 3, what is the equation of the line parallel to the y-axis that goes through 2, 5? Find 2, 5. I find 2, 5, and I want a line that's parallel to the y-axis. So y-axis is vertical, so I'm going to make an up and down line. And then what is that? Is that x or is that a y line? Well, it crosses over the x-axis. So I'm going to go with an x line. X equals, and you look over here, you can see x equals 2, which, by the way, look at this. Y is -3 here. X is -3 here. So x is 2. Again, I can verify that. I can name a couple points. The original point was 2, 5. Another point is 2, 3. So again, both of the x's are 2, so I'm correct in stating that x equals 2. What is it? Number 4. What is the equation of the line that is perpendicular to the y-axis and goes through the point -2, 4? So I'm going to find -2, 4. -2, +4 is right here. And I want it to be perpendicular to the y-axis. Now you can see how important it is to know what parallel and perpendicular is. So it's going through the y, so I'm going to call it my y line. I'm going to call it y is 4 because that's where it crosses. And if you look, y is 4, y is 4. Okay, your turn. Good luck. Take your time. Be patient with yourself so you don't make silly mistakes like I do. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.